So, Your Excellency, in order to begin, I think it's important to address the backdrop in which we meet today. As of course you know, we've seen fighting on the Israeli-Lebanon border, increased threats against commercial shipping in the Red Sea as well. The humanitarian crisis in Gaza continues to dominate global headlines, and regional stability is critical for foreign investment. So, with regards to your message to those in the audience today on this issue, Secretary Blinken, of course, in the region to meet with Gulf allies, including the Crown Prince, to address the war escalation risk. What do you see, Your Excellency, as the current trajectory?
I think if it shows us anything, it shows us that we have to work together to overcome challenges that we face. The challenges that we face are global, and we need stability and security in order to provide economic development and to encourage investments. With regards to the theme of this conference, mining and minerals, I believe that it's critical with regards to having access to the materials that will allow us to transition to renewable energy. I think it's important that we have global standards in order to be able to take advantage of the resources in a way that is beneficial to both countries that have the resources and companies that extract the resources and countries that have a need for those resources.
Your Excellency, what measures specifically, though, is Saudi Arabia making to enhance regional stability in this environment?
Saudi Arabia has had a history of mediating conflicts and trying to resolve them so that we can focus on what's important to us, which is our internal development. Saudi Arabia has been instrumental over the past 6, 7, 8 decades, if you look at it, in working towards regional peace and security, as well as global peace and security. You find Saudi Arabia trying to mediate conflicts in the Red Sea between Ethiopia and Eritrea, within Sudan, in the Horn of Africa, the G5 countries of the Sahel. Saudi Arabia is trying to work on stabilizing tensions that existed in the past between India and Pakistan. Saudi Arabia has put forth the Arab Peace Initiative 2 decades ago. Saudi Arabia has been working to try to mediate with regards to the conflict in Ukraine. Saudi Arabia is mediating in Yemen. So, and it's not just that. We do this because we are responsible members of the international community, and we believe that security and stability are critical if we want to be able to promote investment and trade and enhance the standard of living for everybody in Saudi Arabia as well as in the region and in the world.
Is Saudi Arabia still interested in Israeli normalization, and if so, on what terms?
I thought we were talking about minerals and mining in this conference. So Saudi Arabia there are discussions in this area, and I will leave it to my colleagues to address that particular issue.
I respect your reply, but of course I have to ask the question. So let's focus on the internal development that you're speaking about. Obviously, this conference now in its 3rd year, very critical conference for not just the diversification of the Saudi economy, but also the build-out of this sector across the region and around the world. So how important is this from a foreign policy perspective?
It's very important. I think we need critical resources, we need critical minerals, whether it's for development, for technology, for energy transition. I believe it's important that we have a mechanism that is fair, that allows us to integrate economies rather than exploit economies. I believe that if you can build ports and you can build railroads and you can have access to landlocked countries, and if you build industries in those landlocked countries and you are able to generate value and jobs and technology and wealth and then be able to export it, I think that's a positive for everyone, for the countries that have the resources, for the companies that are mining those resources, for the investors that are investing, and for the countries that have a need for those resources. It has to be a sum-sum game. That's how everybody benefits, and I think that's how we build bridges with each other and how we work towards stability and how we work towards enhancing trade and investment.